Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something huge. Reality deep time. Have you ever really tried to wrap your mind around it? Periods so immense they make geological epochs look, well, like fleeting moments. We're exploring ancient teachings today, specifically from the Anamataggasaṃyuttaṃ texts you shared. They use these really vivid, almost mind-bending analogies to show the sheer duration of cyclic existence, saṃsāra, and all the suffering within it.
Exactly. And these sources, the Anamataggasaṃyuttaṃ, it translates roughly as connected discourses on the unfathomable beginning. Our goal here is to unpack these powerful metaphors, try to really feel the depth of time they're talking about.
Okay, let's unpack this then. There's a phrase that keeps coming up, right? Anamataggasaṃyuttaṃ. What does that mean for us?
It means beginningless is this wandering on monks. The core idea is, well, there's no discernible starting point. Beings are just continually cycling, rebirth after rebirth.
Driven by ignorance, bound by craving. You said it's like an endless loop.
Pretty much an endless loop with no beginning you can actually point to.
So how long is beginningless? I mean, how do these texts help us visualize that? You mentioned analogies for an eon, a kappa.
Right. They use some really stunning images. The first big one is the mountain analogy.
Okay, lay it on us.
Imagine a huge mountain, like seriously massive, 1 yojana long, 1 wide, 1 high. A yojana is maybe 9 or 10 miles. So picture a solid block of rock, 9 miles cubed. No cracks, no holes.
Got it. Huge rock.
Now imagine someone comes along just once every 100 years, and they gently rub this mountain with a piece of fine silk cloth.
Once every 100 years. With silk, that mountain's going to last forever.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
But the text says that mountain would wear away completely just from that gentle rubbing every century, faster than a single eon, a single kappa would pass.
Whoa. Okay, that definitely recalibrates things. And you said the text mentioned many such eons.
Many such eons have already passed.
Yeah.
It's meant to completely shatter our everyday sense of time.
Right. So the mountain wears down, but the eon's still ticking. If that wasn't mind-bending enough, there's another one, the mustard seed analogy.
Yes, this one is maybe even more countable, yet still vast. Imagine an iron city. Same size Eugenia by Eugenia. So 9 miles cubed again.
Okay, an iron box, basically.
And it's filled to the absolute brim with tiny mustard seeds piled right up to the top.
That's a lot of mustard.
An unbelievable amount. Now imagine someone takes out just one single mustard seed every 100 years.
Okay. One seed every century.
That entire enormous heap of mustard seeds would be completely empty sooner than a single eon passes.
Wow. Okay. That's staggering. It gives you a number almost, but a number so big it's still impossible.
Exactly. It's about conveying a scale beyond normal reckoning.
And it doesn't stop there, does it? There's the Ganges River sand analogy, too.
Right. This shifts from a container to something, well, almost infinite in a way.
Right.
The texts say the number of past eons that have already gone by,
Yeah.
is greater than the total number of grains of sand in the entire Ganges River. From its source, way up in the Himalayas, all the way down to where it flows into the ocean.
Just think about counting that sand. Impossible. So the past is that vast.
That dense with time, yes. Stretching back further than we can possibly count.
Just to really hammer it home, our inability to grasp this. There's the disciples recollecting analogy.
Yeah, this one brings it down to human effort. Imagine 4 disciples. Each lives for a full 100 years.
Okay. Long lives.
And every single day of their 100-year lives, each one of them recollects 100,000 past eons.
100,000 eons a day. For 100 years.
Times 4 people.
Exactly. Even doing that, the texts say, they still wouldn't finish recollecting all the eons that have already passed.
Okay, it's officially mind-blowing.
And the point isn't just big numbers. It's about understanding that our personal journey through this samsara is immeasurably long. It changes how you see, well, everything right now.
So, okay, time is vast. Beyond comprehension, really, but what about what happens in all that time, the experiences, especially suffering?
Ah, yes. The texts are incredibly direct about that, too. Very vivid imagery, like the tears analogy.
It says, the total amount of tears shed by all beings, weeping over countless eons.
Why are they weeping?
Because of things they don't want, painful experiences, unwelcome people. Or because they're separated from what they love, losing mothers, fathers, children, siblings, relatives, losing wealth, suffering from disease, all that grief.
Okay. So the total amount of tears from all that
is greater than all the water in the 4 great oceans combined.
Wow. That's an ocean of tears, literally.
Literally, it's a measure of accumulated sorrow.
And there's a related one, isn't there, about mother's milk?
Yes, kind of a counterpoint. The amount of mother's milk that beings have drunk over all these countless lives is also greater than the water in the four great oceans.
So nourishment and sorrow, both on this immense scale, it emphasizes the cycle, I guess.
Exactly. Birth, dependence, loss, repeated endlessly.
And then it gets even more intense with the blood analogy, right?
It does. This one's quite graphic. It talks about the amount of bloodshed just from beings being beheaded.
Beheaded.
Yeah. Whether as humans executed for crimes like being bandits or adulterers, or as animals slaughtered for food or sacrifice.
Yeah.
Cattle, goats, chickens, pigs, deer, all of it.
Okay.
The total volume of bloodshed from just those beheadings over the eons, again, greater than the water in the four great oceans.
Grief. That paints a brutal picture of the violence inherent in the cycle.
It really does. Endless cycles of violence repeated over and over.
And maybe the most personal one. The bones of one person analogy.
Right. This focuses on just one individual. You, me, anyone. The heap of bones accumulated by just a single person, wandering through only one eon.
Just one eon this time.
Just one. If you could somehow collect all the bones from all the bodies that one person had in that single eon without any decay, that pile of bones would be as large as a huge Mount Vipula, mentioned in the text.
One person's bones from one eon fills a mountain.
That's the image. It emphasizes the sheer physical duration, the countless bodies we've inhabited and left behind. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're meant to hit you, to make you feel the weight of it all.
And all these analogies about suffering, they lead somewhere specific, don't they? There's that concluding phrase again.
Yes, exactly. Yavanchida bikave alameva sabasukare suni binditu ala virajitu ala vimuchitunti.
Which means?
Roughly, this is enough motivation, monks, to feel disenchantment with all conditioned things, enough to become dispassionate towards them, enough to seek liberation from them.
So seeing the sheer scale of suffering is the catalyst.
It's presented as a powerful reason. It's not about despair, but about realizing, wow, this cycle is inherently unsatisfactory. Maybe there's another way. It's a call to action, really. Find the exit.
Okay, so if we've all been wandering this unimaginably long time, what does that imply about, like, our relationships now, the people around us?
Well, the text suggests something pretty profound there. Deep interconnectedness. Basically, it's difficult, maybe impossible, to find any being alive today who hasn't, at some point in this vast expanse of saṃsāra, been your mother, or your father, or your brother, sister, son, daughter.
Wait, really? Everyone?
That's the implication. That over these beginningless eons, we've been related to everyone in every conceivable way. Kind of changes how you might look at strangers, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. That person you dislike or that person you're close to, they might have been your mother in a past life. Wow.
Exactly. It fosters a sense of universal connection, or at least the possibility of it.
And what about the ups and downs, the good times and bad times? There are teachings on misery and happiness, too.
Yes. They tie into this cyclical view. The idea is when you see someone who's really suffering, destitute, miserable, you should reflect, I, too, have experienced things just like this over this long, long time.
And the same for happiness.
The same. When you see someone prosperous, happy, fortunate, reflect, I've experienced this kind of thing, too. It reinforces that no state within samsara is permanent. We've all been high, we've all been low, endlessly.
Which highlights the need for liberation again, because you'll inevitably fall from the high and rise from the low just to fall again.
Precisely. It's all impermanent within the cycle.
That impermanence. Didn't the stick analogy capture that too?
It did, yeah. A simple image, you throw a stick up in the air, it might land on its base, maybe its middle, maybe its top.
Random chance, almost.
And just like that stick, beings, because they're caught by ignorance and craving, just tumble. They wander from this world to the next world, from that world back to this one. Landing here, landing there, endlessly.
Which really begs the question, how do you stop the tumbling? How do you get off the ride?
That's the crucial question these texts lead to.
And driving home that impermanence point, there was the story about Mount Vipula's changing names.
Ah, yes. A fascinating bit of deep time history, you could say. The texts say, that very mountain, Vipula.
The one our bone pile was compared to.
That's the one. It hasn't always been called Vipula. In much, much older eras, it had different names. Pasinavansa, Vankaka, Sufasa.
And those names correspond to different times.
Exactly. Different eras when human lifespans were vastly longer. Think 40,000 years, 30,000 years, 20,000 years, and different Buddhas appeared in those times too.
So even the name of a mountain isn't permanent over these timescales.
Not at all. And now in our current era, the text says it's called Vipula, and human lifespans are short 100 years, maybe less.
And the conclusion they draw from this?
It's stark. Thus impermanent are formations, thus unstable are formations, thus unreliable are formations. Everything changes. Mountains, names, lifespans, entire world periods. Nothing conditioned stays the same.
Which circles back to that idea of disenchantment. Why get attached to things that are inherently unstable?
Precisely. Understanding this huge scale, this constant change, this deep suffering, it's all meant to foster that sense of enough disenchantment, enough dispassion to really motivate seeking liberation.
And how is that liberation achieved, according to these texts?
Well, the Ekappagala Sutta, the one with the bones, explicitly points the way. It says the way to end this wandering, this accumulation of bones, is by understanding the Four Noble Truths.
Suffering, its origin.
Its cessation, and the path leading to its cessation.
Which is the Noble Eightfold Path.
Exactly. Seeing those truths clearly is presented as the key to stepping off the wheel of samsara entirely.
What an absolutely incredible journey through these ideas, the scale of time, just unimaginable, the accumulation of suffering, heartbreaking really, and then this deep interconnectedness, the constant change, all shown through these really powerful ancient images from the sources you brought.
Yeah, and it's crucial to remember, I think, that the point isn't just to overwhelm us or make us feel small and futile. It's actually the opposite.
How so?
By showing us the true, vast nature of the situation, it encourages a fundamental shift. A shift away from clinging to the temporary and towards seeking something lasting, real freedom from the cycle itself.
A freedom born from understanding the sheer scale of the predicament.
Exactly. A clear seeing that leads to letting go.
So maybe something for you, the listener, to reflect on. If every single interaction, every emotion you feel right now is just one tiny, tiny ripple in this beginningless ocean of existence we've been talking about, how might that change the way you look at this very moment?